Hi there. This is a set of videos that I put together just for you. I look forward to reading your comments and receiving your suggestions on how to make these videos more enjoyable or ideas for specific content that you might have. Thanks for watching. Today, Porsches include a colorful bounty of cars, a few nice blue Porsches and a green one, also one with lavender interior, one with tartan, one with beige, a gray, a blue and black. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, a midnight blue over cashmere beige 1995 911 Cabriolet with 63,000 miles sold for $65,000. A very nice, clean California cab. This was a fair sale on a 993 with Diegelwurst interior, and ocean jade over a partial sea of gray 48,000 mile 1999 911 C4 Cabriolet sold for $28,250. Perhaps I should stick with the Wurst and call it Weisswurst. It does have smoked marker lights and a charcoal top. It's not white, but neither are the sausages. Ocean jade is not common. The options list on this 996 is huge. And liberties have been taken with the seat inserts. Tartan. Though not a high sale price, it was higher than I expected. This was a fair sale. I'll show more and talk about this car in today's short video. A repainted blue over tan 1974 911S Targa sold for $52,000. Originally copper brown, a nice color, this Targa appears to be Bahama blue, a nice color. This car may have been a fair sale. A Guards Red 21,000 mile 1988 944 Turbo sold for $51,000. This is an exceptionally clean car, and it pulled a fully loaded sale price. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you receive notice about tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. On PCarMarket, a Porsche 911 G-Body Cabriolet hardtop sold for $7,500. This looks to be in nice condition, and these are not often seen. This was a fair price. A 40,000 mile 1997 911 Turbo sold for $182,000. Equipped with Rubicon gray interior. Interesting. This is a lavender or a purple or an orchid rather than gray. This 993 was well sold. A Cassis Red 1987 911 slant nose conversion sold for $85,000. I'm not a slant nose fan. I dislike the BBS wheels, and I don't like the burgundy interior. To me, this was well sold. A Maritime Blue 1992 Carrera RS with 93,000 kilometers was sold for $221,000. I love this car, and the seats are some of the best ever to grace the 911. The car's location in Stade, Switzerland hurt the bidding. The sale price today was fair, though, and I think it's more than a $250,000 car, and easily that if located in the U.S. 4 Porsches on Bring a Trailer were bid with reserves not met today, February 1st. A Guards Red 32,000 mile 1990 911 C4 Coupe was bid to $91,500. An Arctic Silver over Stone Gray 2,800 mile 2008 911 Turbo Cabriolet was bid to $120,000. A Grand Prix White 1991 911 C4 Leichtbau with 73 kilometers was bid to $501,000. A Sepia Brown 1971 911 T Coupe was bid to $81,500. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 356, a few turbos, a Singer, and a Ferrari F430. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, an Arctic Silver over Black 47,000 mile 2002 911 Targa sold for $36,250. A decent car at a decent price. This was a fair sale. A Carrera White 18,000 mile 2004 911 Coupe sold for $57,500. A huge price for a 996. This car, very nice though it is not the one for me. White, no sunroof, and the interior is a bit peachy corally like a lipstick color. A basalt black 2009 911 Turbo Coupe with 83,000 miles sold for $76,000. Higher miles than typically seen on these turbos, this was a fair sale on a nice black and not so nice collection of yellows. Another collection of yellows inhabits our next car, this a midnight blue 26 years old 1996 911 Coupe with 76,000 miles presented by a great seller that sold for $84,500. Mechanically, this car is top-notch. A few cosmetics could be improved, and that's why it's not a $100,000 car. This was a fair sale. With yellow, a white, 24 years old, 1956 356A 1600 Coupe sold for $95,000. Fitted with a replacement engine, this was a fair sale. A speed yellow over black 3,800-mile 2004 911 C4S Cabriolet sold for $95,000. Big bucks, but basically a new 996 and a car with yellow in the proper spot. No, not the gauges, not the console, on the outside. A light blue Rest of World 1980 930 Turbo Coupe with 73,000 miles presented by a good seller sold for $120,000. The proceeds of this sale will be donated to a charitable trust that the seller has established and is at least partially funding with car sales. Excellent. This turbo is a lovely blue, and it's complemented by the similarly lovely blue interior. I like it. Mostly, I like the intent of the seller. This was a fair sale on an uncommon color and a beautiful gift to the charitable trust. A Guards Red 1992 911 Turbo S2 with 51,000 miles sold for $235,000. Yellow. Offered on this platform in June of 2021 and bid to $191,000, 911 Turbo S2s were a run of 20 cars commissioned by Porsche and built by Mondial. I'll show more and talk about this well-sold car in today's short video. A midnight blue 1990 911 Coupe by Singer with 2,000 miles sold for $1,075,000. The Pikes Peak Commission, this is a whole lot of money for a 964. It is a cool-looking car, as are all the Singers that I've ever been around. Is it a $1 million car? Today? Yes. I think the future may tell a different story. I wish the buyer the very best of good fortune. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you don't miss tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. On Cars and Bids, a black 2001 911 with 121,000 miles sold for $17,996. A bargain price on a decent, not perfect, car. It needs an IMS check and perhaps a clutch, but then it should be ready for another 100,000 miles. On the Ferrari side, a Rosso Corsa over beige 2006 F430 6-speed conversion with 18,500 miles sold for $133,500. Recently advertised online at a price of $204,000, this was a bargain price for a car in this condition and with this conversion. And by the way, I normally give Ferraris a break on the yellow because they nearly all have black dashes. This, though, is not good. This was well purchased. On PCarMarket, an Arena Red 1999 Porsche 911 with 18,000 miles sold for $35,250. Arena Red is a rich, deep color. The gray evokes death. This was at the high end of fair. An enamel Porsche crest measuring 12 by 16 inches sold for $1,610. It's an artwork. This was a fair sale. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include several 911s, a couple of GT3s, a 991, a 992, plus a couple of 308s on the Ferrari side. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, an Arctic Silver 2001 911 Coupe with 87,000 miles sold for $28,000. A solid car, very clean. If silver speaks to you, this was a nice car purchased at a fair price. Another Arctic Silver car, this a 2004 911 GT3 with 8,000 miles, presented by a good seller, sold for $175,000. Proceeds of this car are going to a charitable trust, like others we've had recently. This like-new car sold at a fair price. A sand beige 1967 911S Coupe presented by a great seller sold for $205,000. A beautiful car all around, numbers matching, restored by a legend in the UK. This is the 67S to have. This was well sold and sold to a buyer that years ago had sold his 67S. Nice. A Speed Yellow 27,000 mile 2003 911 Turbo X50 sold for $120,000. To me, a fabulous car. This 996 Turbo is a fair value at this price. These shot through the trees stylistic photos make the yellow look a bit more pastel than Speed, but no worries. A Guards Red over Luxor Beige 13,000 mile 2013 911S Cabriolet sold for $67,500. The beige is not great, and the red doesn't appear to be a good Guards. This 991 traded at a fair price. A Carrera White 2023 911 GTS Coupe with 13 miles sold for $165,000. Sticker on this 992 was $161,000. A surprising result, this was well purchased. On the Ferrari side, I missed a couple of cars the past few days. On February 1st, a primered 1970 Ferrari 365 GT 2+2 project car sold for $101,365. Originally burgundy, this will take lots of time and lots of effort and lots of money to make roadworthy. Not a project for the lighthearted or the light-walleted. This was well sold. Also on February 1st, a Rosso Corsa over black 308 GTS Quattro Vivale with 47,000 miles sold for $71,000. A decent car, well bought at this price, with room for some surprises. On February 2nd, another 308 QV, this a Rosso Corsa over 10, single-family owned 1984 with 36,000 miles, sold for $150,000. A fat price for a 308. This car has complete records and is in excellent condition. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you don't miss tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. On PCarMarket, a white 2008 Porsche 911 GT3 with 48,000 miles sold for $96,000. I don't like white cars, but this was a bargain at this price. It's had some body and paint work as it bumped a tire wall. Miles, accident, repaint, whatever. Bargain. I'll show more and talk about this car in today's short video. One car was bid with its reserve not met today, February 3rd. On Cars and Bids, a 2004 Porsche 911 Turbo with 32,000 miles was bid to $48,500. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Hi there. Today's video is for February 4th and 5th. We have 911s from the 60s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, a black 1996 911 C4S with 50,000 miles sold for $113,500. A U.S. car located in Canada with nice cloth Recaro replacement seats, this 993 was sold at a fair price, and this view does not get old. Yummy. Another C4, this an ocean blue over blue 2000 911 C4 Cabriolet with 75,000 miles, sold for $20,500. This was a bargain purchase in my colors. I'm envious. Another Cab 996, this a polar silver over blue 2002 911 Cabriolet with 69,000 miles, sold for $27,001. A nice car. This car is superior to the previous car as the IMS has been addressed, the seat construction and condition is better. Then there's the carbon fiber. Remove and replace. This was a fair sale. A black 35,000 mile 2001 911 Turbo Coupe sold for $64,911. A well-purchased 996 Turbo, this car is well-equipped and in nice condition. The excess lumber inside needs to go. A triple black 7,000 mile 2012 911 Cabriolet Black Edition sold for $75,000. Limited to 1,911 cars, Black Editions were options assemblies on base 997. Wheels, Bose sound, navigation, a different steering wheel. This is a fair price on a nearly new 911. A Grand Prix White 1988 911 Coupe with 73,000 miles sold for $93,000. A fair price on a nice 911. This one included an extra set of wheels, and these should be on the car at all times. A light ivory 1966 911 Coupe sold for $110,000. Dead trees. Not to my taste. This seems like it may have been a fair sale, but the interaction from the seller was scant. A chalk 2022 911 GT3 Touring with 259 miles sold for $263,000. Sticker on the car was $206,000. This was well sold. The red? Not for me. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you receive notice about tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. On PCarMarket, a Lagoon Green 1987 911 with 276,000 miles sold for $59,000. A nice-looking car in an uncommon color with nice sports seats and no sunroof, a whole lot of miles, but in nice shape. This was a fair sale. A Guards Red Over Black 1988 911 with 83,000 miles sold for $57,000. Targas aren't usually my thing. These last two cars, as similar as they are yet as different as they are, compels a comparison. Which to choose? I'll take the Targa this time. What about you? Let me know in the comments. I'll show more and talk about both of these cars in today's short video. A Porsche 917 painting measuring 48 by 30 inches sold for $650. It's an artwork. This was a fair sale. Two Porsches on Bring a Trailer were bid with reserves not met February 4th and 5th. A great-looking Platinum 9,000 mile 1983 911 SC Coupe was bid to $101,983. A Guards Red Over Black 2019 718 Boxster GTS with 5,000 miles was bid to $65,500. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, cars from February 6th and 7th. 4 Porsches. How about 11 911s? And more. On the Ferrari side, a LaFerrari model. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, a Maraschino Red Metallic 1987 944 Turbo with 150,000 miles sold for $14,500. I owned a 944S in this color, and this is not representative of the color. This car's exterior looks tired and ill-kept. This was likely a fair sale. An Atlas Gray Over Black 2007 Boxster with 82,000 miles sold for $17,000. A fantastic car for this price. This was well purchased. An Irish Green 1970 911T project car sold for $39,441. There is much work to do here. The degree to which the buyer will finish this or will not finish it will in many ways determine the value of this sale. To me, it was well sold. An Arctic Silver Over Black 46,000 mile 2006 911S Cabriolet sold for $45,000. These wheels, included with the sale, should be mounted and the black spats need to go. This was a fair sale. Another 2006 911S cab, this a triple black 35,000 mile example, sold for $42,500. This car needs tires, and the lobster fork wheels, which some mistakenly call lobster claw, should be swapped for Carrera 3 wheels. This was a fair sale. A Guards Red 1986 911 with 121,000 miles sold for $50,000. The champagne interior, yellow, seems a bit unclean or worn. Otherwise, this was a fair sale. Another Guards Red 911, this a 2006 C4S with 71,000 miles sold for $55,000. This looks to be a great 997 and the sale price was fair. Another C4S, this a 2012 black over Carrera red cabriolet with 36,000 miles sold for $73,500. Bricky red. Not a fan of the interior. Regardless, this was a fair sale on a very clean 997.2. A Grand Prix White Euro 1979 911 SC Coupe with 45,000 miles sold for $59,000. Based on condition and mileage, this was a bargain price. A Carrera White 26,000 mile 2018 911 T sold for $92,500. A very clean car with seats very similar to the SC, this 991.2 was a fair sale on a nice option package T. I'll show more and talk about this car in today's short video. A black over red 1.9-liter powered 1961 356B 1600S Roadster sold for $181,000. This appears to be a solid car. This 356 was a fair sale despite not being in pristine condition. One comment suggested that the body was, quote, scuffed up enough that you could really enjoy it. True dat. A Carrera White 4,200 mile 2018 911 GT3 sold for $181,000. Just a tick over the sticker price of $178,620. This GT3 was an attractive sale price if the reported sale price is real. Some behind-the-scenes work was required to conclude the sale, as there was a site outage during the final hour that caused some bids to be recognized, others ignored. Squirrely. On the Ferrari side, a LaFerrari scale model measuring approximately 28 by 12 inches sold for $14,000. It's an artwork. This was a fair sale. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you don't miss tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. On Cars and Bids, a modified Racing Yellow 2018 Porsche 911 GT3 with 34,000 miles sold for $149,474. The mods and an accident limited interest and bidding on this 991 GT3. The blacked out wheels didn't help. On PCarMarket, a Guards Red 9,000 mile 2008 Porsche 911 C4 sold for $54,000. A like-new car, this is another terrific 997 bargain. Another like-new car, this a 5,000 mile 2021 Aventurine Green over Luxor Beige Boxster GTS sold for $96,000. Sticker price was $107,000. This was a fair sale. A Summer Yellow 1976 914 2.0 sold for $25,000. With receipts totaling $30,000, this was a good purchase, perhaps not a good sale. A Scarlet Red 1975 914 1.8 sold for $17,450. It seems to be a fair sale. A black 21,000 mile 2003 911 Turbo X50 sold for $95,000. A decent car, this was sold due to the owner's sudden poor health. Best wishes to him and to the buyer on a fair purchase. A jet black 2015 911 C4S with 26,000 miles sold for $80,500. Sticker on this car was $134,000. This nice level of depreciation made for a fair sale price today. A Guards Red 986 Boxster hardtop sold for $1,800. This was a fair sale price. 3 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with reserves not met February 6th and 7th. A black 49,000 mile 1996 911 C4S from a great seller was bid to $134,993. A Rosso Corsa over tan, 14,000 mile 1990 Ferrari 348 TS was bid to $82,000. A Rosso Corsa 26,000 mile Euro 1999 Ferrari 360 Modena was bid to $122,000. On Cars and Bids, a Seal Gray over Black 2004 911 Turbo Cabriolet with 43,000 miles was bid to $49,250. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, too many Porsches to mention. Let's get right to it. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, a repainted Saturn Yellow over Black 2.3-liter powered 1972 914 sold for $22,000. Originally blue, then white, this bored-out engine car was likely a fair sale. An Arctic Silver over Boxster Red 45,000-mile 1998 Boxster sold for $24,986. Sold with the hardtop, this was a nice car and sold at a full price. Another Arctic Silver car, this a 2000 911 with 71,000 miles, sold for $32,500. Posing as a wannabe GT3, complete with rear badge and door sill plates, this plain old 911 with a wing was well sold. A modified Gulf-style vinyl wrap 1982 928 sold for $29,200. To me, this is a mess, but I suppose you could toss 30 grand at a car and come away with less. This was well sold. A black 28,000-mile 2005 911S Coupe sold for $51,997. Equipped with different wheels and coilover suspension, this is a nice car, just too expensive. A midnight blue over a sea of gray 47,000-mile 2003 911 C4 Cabriolet sold for $33,000. My kind of seller. Photos with the top down and the cars in the snow. This was a 996 well purchased. Another blue 911, this a Rest of World 1979 911 SC Coupe project car sold for $37,250. Lots of questions, little history. Originally oak green, backyard welded on flares, jacked up suspension, leaking fuel tank, something leaking from the valve covers, well sold. Another SC, this a nice-looking Guards Red 1982 911 SC Targa with 82,000 miles, sold for $46,200. This is a great 10-footer, shiny, and it definitely still turns heads. Closer inspection reveals some paint issues and wear as expected. A decent car at a decent price. Another Targa, this a black over champagne 1987 with 117,000 miles, sold for $52,500. This is an above-average 3.2 Targa that sold at an average price. An Arctic Silver modified 2003 911 Turbo Coupe X50 sold for $77,000. Upgraded suspension, exhaust, seats, stereo, clutch, pinned coolant pipes, all nice pieces. This was a fair price on a well-equipped 996 Turbo. A Tangerine 1970 911T Coupe sold for $61,000. This is a rather original 911T. Cracks here and there, rust here and there, drivable still. For the right person, this was a fair sale. An Aventurine Green 1996 911 C4 with 81,000 miles sold for $79,500. Custom exhaust, shocks, and springs were added to this 993, and it sits with a purposeful stance. This was a fair sale. Another Aventurine Green car, this a 2022 911 GTS Coupe with 1,300 miles, sold for $153,500. Sticker on the car was $148,000. Given the supply chain issues, this was probably a fair sale, but it's overpriced. Next, another 993 with a few more mods. This a black 1997 with 78,000 miles, sold for $95,500. Upgrades here include tunable engine mounts, custom engine tune, exhaust and muffler, 911 RS spec flywheel and transmission mounts, and more. The original wheels are also included. This was a fair sale on a nicely tuned 993. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you receive notice about tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. A white, modified 1968 912 fitted with a 2.7-liter 6 sold for $118,000. Not your everyday 912, this was designed to emulate the 911 TR. Lots of work went on here, and it seems like it was quality work. This seems also a fair sale. A repainted Saturn Yellow 1974 911 Carrera sold for $101,000. Repainted from light yellow, a very slight difference in color, and now sporting sports seats, this Carrera was a fair sale, edging into bargain territory. A black 1984 911 Safari presented by a great seller sold for $150,000. Bid to $142,000 in December, this nicely prepared Safari was a fair sale. A European Viola 1993 911 40th Anniversary Edition with 111,000 kilometers sold for $216,000. Probably a fair sale. Too little data to pin it down, really. I'll show more and talk about this purple plum in today's short video. An Adriatic Blue modified 1977 911S Coupe 3-liter sold for $254,000. This extensively modified car deserves its own short, and tomorrow I'll present that. Today I'll suggest that this was a fair sale. A Polar Silver 1992 911 Carrera RS with 58,000 kilometers sold for $290,000. Initially delivered to Japan, this RS is in excellent shape, and it was a fair sale today. And look at those seats. A double-sided Porsche Audi dealer sign measuring 96 by 48 inches sold for $4,500. It's a sign. Well sold. On Cars and Bids, a seal gray over black 8,000-mile 2002 911 Cabriolet sold for $38,000. This lovely 996 is in like new condition, and this was a fair sale. On PCarMarket, a lapis blue over a sea of gray 2002 Boxster S with 64,000 miles sold for $12,250. A steal at this price. I am envious of the buyer. Very, very well purchased. A Grand Prix white over black 1986 911 Cabriolet with 117,000 miles sold for $53,550. A rust-free, drip-free 3.2. If it is indeed as described, this was well purchased at this price. A silver 43,000-mile 1987 911 Turbo sold for $131,000. A beautiful car. This was a fair sale. A Guards Red 52,000-mile 2003 911 C4S sold for $39,250. A better than fair price for an above-average 996. Very nice. Another Guards Red car, this a 1985 928S with 66,000 miles, sold for $30,999. An extremely clean 928. This seems like it was at least a fair sale. A painting depicting a newish 911 Targa measuring 30 by 48 inches sold for $800. It's an artwork. It was a fair sale. 5 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with reserves not met February 8th through 10th. A red 1985 911 Turbo with a slant nose conversion with 57,000 miles was bid to $69,000. Nice seats. A Maritime Blue 2019 911 Speedster with 352 miles, presented by a great seller, was bid to $367,500. An honorary mention, as this next car is a PDK, another Speedster, presented by the same seller from, I'm sure, the same client, is a Pure Blue 2011 model with 376 miles, was bid to $350,000. Not sure what they're seeking on these two. I'd say the bids should have been accepted. A 2-layer black 1989 911 Turbo S, one of 10, subsequently modified by Roof, with 68,000 kilometers was bid to $355,000. Look at those seats. A Speed Yellow 16,000-mile 1996 911 Turbo was bid to $252,000. Yellow over blue. Nice. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include GT3, Turbo, Turbo S, and Anniversary model, and a Ferrari 328. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, a Seal Gray over Blue 2001 Boxster S with 80,000 miles sold for $22,750. A great looking car. This 986 was a fair sale. An Arctic Silver 1999 911 with 70,000 miles sold for $28,750. Sold with an extra set of wheels, this was at the upper end of fair. A Guards Red modified 1996 911 Coupe with 49,000 miles sold for $86,000. This is a bit much. Not the price, just the build. This was likely a fair sale. A black 44,000-mile 2004 911 GT3 sold for $93,000. A very clean, good-looking GT3. This was a fair sale. Now we're talking. A Minerva Blue 1979 930 Turbo Coupe with 82,000 miles sold for $142,000. What a cool color for a 930, even with the corky confines of the interior. Nice. This was a fair sale. A Polar Silver 1994 911 Turbo S 3.6 X83 Flakbow with 75,000 miles sold for $505,000. Listed and unsold in June 2021 when bid to $430,000, this is one of 10 produced for the Japanese market. It's like new. It's rare. I just don't like flat noses. This was well sold. On the Ferrari side, a Rosso Corsa 1986 328 GTS with 43,000 miles sold for $115,000. A decent car, about due for service. This sale was a bit on the high side. One Ferrari was bid on Bring a Trailer with its reserve not met. A Rosso Corsa Euro 1996 F355 GTS with 86,000 kilometers was bid to $137,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 3.2, a 964, a 993, a 996, and a 997. On the Ferrari side, a 348 and a Mondial T cab. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, an Arctic Silver over Black 2005 911 S Cabriolet sold for $35,250. Now, this is what a 997 should sell for, and today it was well purchased. A Vesuvio 1999 911 with 52,000 miles sold for $39,077. A very high price for a 996. This one is fitted with several roof body pieces. This was well sold. A Guards Red 1989 911 Coupe with 54,000 miles presented by a great seller sold for $96,500. The exterior of this car looks great. You know what's coming. The interior? Cashmere beige. Yellow. This was well sold. Speaking of yellow, a Speed Yellow modified 2002 911 Turbo Coupe X50 with 27,000 miles sold for $79,000. Modified? Yes. Tachified? Yes, and this made this 996 Turbo a better than fair sale, well purchased. A Polar Silver Rest of World 1996 911 Turbo X50 with 68,000 kilometers sold for $193,000. Look at that blue. This seems to have been a fair sale. Another Rest of World car, this a Guards Red 1993 911 wide-body Speedster with 84,000 kilometers sold for $230,000. Apparently, Porsche built 15 works turbo look Speedsters, of which this car is not. It was delivered as a narrow body Speedster and converted to a wide body. Still nice and interesting, well sold. On the Ferrari side, a Rosso Corsa over beige 1990 Mondial T Cabriolet with 9,000 miles sold for $133,000. With $37,000 in maintenance and service the past 2 years, this was very well sold and near the top of the world Mondial result. A Rosso Corsa Euro 1991 348 TS with 12,000 kilometers sold for $95,000. A very nice looking car, but no top-off photos. Also, with no indication otherwise, it's due for a service, and that means engine out and $5,000 or more. Still, a fair sale on this low-mileage example. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button, and to ensure that you don't miss tomorrow's show, go ahead and subscribe. On PCarMarket, a white modified 1969 Porsche 911 RSR style race car sold for $70,000. Imported from Canada several years ago, apparently it was purchased and not driven. This was likely a fair sale. A double-sided, illuminated Ferrari dealership sign measuring 32 inches in diameter sold for $2,200. It's a sign. Well sold. One car on Bring a Trailer was bid with its reserve not met today, February 13th. A very green 1979 Porsche 911 IROC Tribute was bid to $75,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well.